Games at LSU before. Obviously, Charlie's having a career year, Golden Spikes finalist this year. How do those two guys sort of compare and maybe also contrast in terms of what they do and how they go about their approach in terms of being brave?
Well, I've said this before, great players, whether I was around them, when I was with the Twins or the guys I've been around in college, it's more mental. The physical stuff, some of it, they're just blessed with, but then they do continue to develop their talent. But it's mental that when the two guys are similar, the great ones I've been around, they just have a different mind. They want to challenge themselves daily, and when they do that, if they don't get the result they always want, they understand that they're going to get better because of the challenge, how hard it is.
What about this time? You've been in a lot of postseasons. What's the feeling? What's the vibe as you get ready for a weekend like this?
Yeah, guys, we've had a good, we were fortunate enough to wrap ours up and not have to play Monday, and we've had a good week. We've had some really good practices. We hadn't made them too long. They've just been short, crisp, fast. I've tried to put a lot of tempo to them and get them in, get them out. But yeah, we've had a good week. You hope and you want that to carry over to this weekend.
Wes, you said that at the beginning of the year, this team could be as good as it wanted to be. Kind of along those lines, just what have you seen this team has continued to develop week by week right now?
Guys, our league, meaning the SEC, it starts there, right? Everybody in that league's talented. They go through there. There's not one team who doesn't have talent, and so everybody's got good players. And I just talked to our team about that a lot, and just talked about, you look at any team in professional baseball. I was fortunate enough to be on two teams who won divisional titles, and our coach, two teams that won divisional titles. And those teams, their belief and their confidence is at a level that is, really, really high. And then it gives you a chance to go out and carry that over to winning. And that's what I meant by that. Yes, we developed some guys this year. There's no doubt about that. And we can look at that objectively. But they had to learn how to believe in themselves. They had to learn how, once they did that, to take the confidence to the field and then look at their teammates and know that about each other. And that's what I meant by that.
Coach, overall, how do you think you guys match up in NC State?
Yeah, I think we're pretty evenly matched. You look at it, they've got some really good bats. They've been playing exceptionally well. Probably the last, you go back probably 4 or 5 weeks now. I'd have to count them up. Days are running together, but last 4 or 5 weeks for sure. They're playing really well. They're pitching similar to ours. Their offense is similar. Their defense, So you look at this one, we're evenly matched. In my opinion.
Will Leighton start tomorrow, and what did the doctor say about Charlie? Is he done for the year?
Charlie won't be with us this weekend. We'll get the final, probably. All right, Charlie will be here, but I'm just going to tell you he's not on active roster. Game one for us, I'm waiting on a few things, and I'll get that out a little later today.
How is Colton Smith doing?
Oh, he's fine.
He's fine.
Colton's fine. He's pitching.
You talk belief and confidence on your post. I'm curious, just having more people around. You talk about the hill filling up a little bit there. Does that further boost that confidence at all, or do you think it's just kind of killed a bit?
I think the biggest thing players have to realize when you're at home and your home crowd is here, as I tell them all the time, those people are here rooting for you to do good, not to do bad. And so once we understand that with confidence and belief, it should take us to another level.
Along those lines, a lot of extra eyes on y'all this weekend given the stage. If somebody hasn't watched your team this season and they're watching you for the first time this weekend, what do you want them coming away thinking about the Georgia Bulldogs?
We just love playing baseball. We enjoy it. We have a lot of fun. Hopefully they see that we never really panic, no matter what's going on, good or bad. We just keep playing the game and we have fun doing it.
Coach, where did the German Shepherd mask come from? What are your thoughts on it?
We could have a whole segment on that. The guys just wanted a prop in the dugout, right? And I said, hey, when did we become the German Shepherds? I thought we were the Bulldogs. So no, there's been a lot of fun with that. But they said they couldn't find a Bulldog mask on Amazon or wherever they went, and so it's just the guys have fun with it. Going back to last, I want our guys to have fun. We have enough serious things in life we have to deal with on a daily basis. So that's the dog mask. It's the proper. The guys came up with it. I let them come up with it. I just laughed when I saw the German Shepherd mask.
Does it help keep them loose on a weekend like this where you can get tight?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's what that stuff's designed for. That's what hopefully it'll do this weekend.
Coach, what do you think about North Carolina State's pitching stuff? They got some experience. They're a guy who pitched in the World Series a few years ago.
Yeah, no, I mean, this time of year it's about experience. They got two really good freshman arms. I really like their two best bullpen arms, or at least on our end of evaluating things. I mean, they know their players better, obviously, their heartbeat and so forth. So you just look at raw stuff, though. They got two really good freshmen. They got a mix of older guys. Yeah, they're you're not going to rattle them. This crowd's not going to rattle them. Or I wouldn't think that, meaning the starters, especially their older guys. They're a good program. They're playing a good league, and it should be a lot of fun.
And getting back to the heartbeat part, you talked about that all year long. How was it your team heartbeat kept getting improved as the years go on?
Yeah. The biggest example I guess I can give you is Leighton Finley. I thought he was a little out of him. He was a little, not to use that term sped up, but he was moving a little quick. Opening night of regionals on Friday night, and I sat down and talked to him a long time about it. Like, we're going to need you in the future. You're going to pitch in these kind of games, hopefully more in your career. And the next time you get out there, and I told him to be ready for the weekend. Last weekend, like I needed 3 outs out of him. I said, when you get back out there, we're going to go through some different things to make sure. And I thought, come on, man, bases loaded, no outs. And I thought his heartbeat was great on Sunday night.
Wes, is there a little bit of juggling between you and your staff with these big games, but also trying to build your roster for next year in the portal?
Yeah, it's just the world we live in now, right? I mean, you have to, you can't sit back and wait. We've had a couple commitments already and had guys on campus this week, so it's just, it's that time of year. It's a good thing. You want this not sleeping right now. That means things are going the way they should be.
Talking about the portal, you built this team to play here and win here. Just how big of an opportunity and advantage is it to play this series here?
Well, I mean, yeah, I haven't, just the stat just slid me on home teams in this series, but or in super regionals. But yeah, I mean, you want to play at home. Our guys are comfortable. They're going to sleep in their bed tonight. Everything, right? They're going to drive their car here the same way they've done it for 9.5 months. And get here and then get to the field and go in that same locker room. And yeah, I mean, it's huge.
Wes, what would it mean for you? What do you think it means for these guys to be able to get Georgia back to a College World Series potentially for the first time in a very long time?
Yeah, first thing we're going to talk about is tomorrow. But yes, I'd be naive not to say that. Yeah, if we got there and we win, that second game. Yeah, it's for these guys. I mean, I think. Especially this group, you look at Charlie Connon, you look at Corey Collins, Fernando Gonzalez, and I go through all the guys who've been here a while. It would mean the world to them, right? And for us, it just shows that you can come in and I heard the term so many times when I got here about rebuild. And, you just that you don't have to rebuild, but you can go out and if you do your due diligence and run your models. And everything else, you can find a team that can win in your ballpark.
Got time for one more question.
Sir, the SEC and ACC have, I think, 10 combined in the 16 teams. What is it about those conferences that produces such great baseball in your opinion?
We could point to a lot of things. I think, you got to point to administration and, the investment they make in college baseball, right? It's really hard to be successful at this level without, support from your administration, from recruiting to facilities to everything else that gets good players to your place. And so you look, and that's what the two things are.
Thank you, sir.